Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Wrestling Challenge Review Series for Halloween 1994, 10/31/94. Um, about a month away, a little less from the Survivor Series 1994, which is the Bret Hart Bob Backlund foray, which a lot of people don't like the match. I love the match, but then I love slower, more plotting matches. I always have, always will, because at least they make psychological sense, unlike most of wrestling today. Anyway, we move forward into the run that is this particular program. Doink and Tony DeVito. Doink getting ready for his deal with the um, uh, King Jerry Lawler and his midgets. They do not give the impression that that's where they're going here. But anyway, um, we are kind of seeing the Tony DeVito, Wink, Pink, and Dink are at ringside, all hyping up for that. We start plugging the Survivor Series as well. Needless to say, Tony DeVito has been doing enhancement work for about 2 years, maybe a little longer than that now, and he ends up becoming one of the Baldies in ECW. Gets a real shot there. Doing some comedy spots, some punch kick, grabs a side headlock, simple maneuvers, basic as it was, and ultimately gets where he needs to be. Charlie Min showing that he has a sense of humor with some Halloween decorations at his desk, bushwhackers, and well done. Tag team match on the house shows Mabel versus Pierre of the Quebecers, Big Big King Kong Bundy against the British Bulldog, Holiday Wars, and the Bulldog basically says he can power up Bundy. Not exactly something that most people are waiting to see, but needless to say, pretty big deal here. Then we go to, speaking of King Kong Bundy, he faces off against Aaron Ferguson. Bundy still a member of the Million Dollar Corporation. Bundy hits a couple of forearms, hits a couple of punches, and ultimately trying to get things going under control here, and manages to do the 5 count after the big splash. Ted DiBiase, of course, alongside him here. Then we go to the Survivor Series report. Undertaker and Paul Bearer cut an interview where they promise that, in fact, the Yokozuna will rest in peace, which he actually does. The last major match, Million Dollar Team against Lex Luger's team here, and DiBiase has all plans for his team. Also, the Razor Ramon, 123 Kid, British Bulldog, and the new head shrinkers of Fatu and Sione facing off against the Teamsters of Diesel, Jarrett, I think it's IRS, and others there. But needless to say, this is the beginning of the new generation in a lot of ways, because in less than a month, Diesel will be your world champion, and the new era begins, the new generation begins. Undertaker and Yokozuna are bringing their Survivor Series, their casket match to the Survivor Series. Enhancement match as Bob Backlund goes against an unnamed individual. Gets some ride time and some spin around time on the kid, but needless to say, punch kick and hooks on the crossface chicken wing with crazed eyes. Bob Backlund certainly not willing to take too many backward steps there. Bushwhackers in enhancement matches here did not know they remained this long. I say that almost every week, but I really thought they were gone in '93. But the fact they're here is pretty amazing. Anyway, atomic drops and punches, kicks, and some big wind up deals and modified noogies and other stuff by the um, wonder that is the Bushwhackers. Super basic punch kicks and ultimately Heart Attack Tour being promoted as Yokozuna going into the casket matches around the country, but they're basically promoting that that's going to end at the Survivor Series, and that is where they're going. Quang facing off against an enhancement talent here. Quang still managed by the benefit of Harvey Whippleman. Whippleman leads Quang into reasonable success. Martial arts kicks, punches, kicks, and takes him out with a kick right to the face. Basically, every offensive maneuver is a spin kick or some sort of martial arts thing. IRS at a cemetery, basically looking at things and saying death and taxes are synonymous. IRS promising to eradicate the Undertaker going forward, and also basically saying that death isn't even a reason to avoid paying your taxes. Honestly, the U.S. government and their tax code, well, more scam than for wrestling could ever be, but that's a whole different story for a whole different day. Lex Luger against the Black Phantom, and Black Phantom, probably Barry Hardy or Dwayne Gill. Luger gets punched, kicked around a little bit here, but he manages to hit the power slam and the torture rack. 1, 2, 3, and Luger victorious on this Halloween weekend. Bret Hart cuts in an interview where he's talking about finally being ready to take Bob Backlund's challenge at the Survivor Series, and we close on that note. We'll be back with more right after this.